If you've listened to me talk about artificial intelligence on this channel, you know what my position is. It could be used in the end times to fulfill biblical prophecy. It could also not be used. It could also be something that is being presented as a stumbling block to those who have historically thought that you defile yourself by something that goes into your body rather than what's coming out of your heart. So it's also possible that God is testing the hearts of his people to see who's going to be focused on the flesh and in the flesh versus who's going to be focused on the heart and actually love the truth that's in his word. That's also possible. I think this is something personally to keep an eye on, to be aware of, but more importantly, how is it being used and what are people saying about it? So Yuval Harari of the World Economic Forum said something pretty disturbing, and I want you to take a listen.
AI can create new ideas, can even write a new Bible. Throughout history, religions dreamt about having a book written by a superhuman intelligence, by a non-human entity. Every religion claims our book, all the books of the other religions, humans wrote them. But our book, no. It came from some superhuman intelligence. In a few years, there might be religions that are actually correct. That just think about a religion whose holy book is written by an AI.
We have a book, by the way, that's been written by one who surpasses human intelligence. We have a book that's been written that is correct. What is this man talking about? Religion that is actually correct. Novel. So by whose standards? This is coming straight out of the devil's mouth. Obviously denying the authority of God, denying the correctness, the righteousness, and the perfection of his son. Oh yeah, this is the Antichrist. That is the Antichrist spirit saying that. Now, how AI is going to be used, I have no idea. I don't see where it fits into biblical prophecy. I don't see these concepts like the Great Reset and all these other, human constructs that people are making up. Speak on the language of the Bible, then we will have a mutual language by which both of us can speak. But I don't go by these things. One thing that I will tell you is that these fields, the field of science that's putting these things out there, I've been telling you for over a year that these things are of the devil, that they attempt to covet and usurp the power, glory, and authority of God over his own creations. We need to pay attention to this. We need to pay attention to what's coming together. I can almost predict ahead of time that this is going to be used, encouraged, and promoted by the Catholic Church. It would not surprise me at all, because you can see all of these systems that the devil has set up coming together to testify to one another. So let's pay attention to it. Let's, keep it on our radar. But above all, you're going to be justified by your heart. You're not going to be justified by something that goes into your body. You're going to be justified by your heart. So if something like this ends up being legislated, if your heart is right, you're not going to accept something because the Holy Spirit will cause you to stand. So you need to make sure that your heart is right and not be focused on superficial things like a chip or a tattoo, etc. Be aware. Also, remember how easily people just accepted that jab because they listened to the authority of the world. Now, that was a warning to us that this is coming. It was a warning to us to let his people know you need to look alive. So let's pay attention. God is giving us things in the physical in order to help us to understand what's going on in the spiritual. He continues, by the way, to demolish building structures for no good reason and dead fish by the thousands and millions washing up on the shores all around the world. Something's going on there. What have I been telling you the last couple of months? Third trumpet's coming, the curse of bitter water, that wormwood that turns the waters bitter, and the curse in Zechariah that goes into the house of all those who swear falsely in his name and destroys the house, both its timbers and its stones. We've seen buildings just failing, crumbling for no good reason. Continuously. I've seen it throughout the world, in addition to dead fish washing up on shores all over the world: Australia, Ukraine, Texas, Africa, recently in a river in Stockton. And there's always some sort of scientific explanation to it. But you know what? Their science isn't going to save them. We need to be watching for what God is doing right now. What is he speaking to us about what he's doing in the spiritual? And why does God send things in the physical? He sends things in the physical to cause you to return to him. The things that are happening in the world right now should cause you to pause. They should cause you to say, something's going on here. And God's trying to get our attention. Something's going on here that I need to pay attention to. That's my reason for posting this video. Pay attention. Return to him. Ask him what is it that he's trying to say? What is it that he is wanting for you to understand?